That's why women are attracted to men who are very powerful, who have lots of property, who have lots of influence, lots of intelligence, because they know that these are skill sets and these are assets that can allow you to get resources, right? So don't think money is the only measure of wealth. So when you become the rich person, here's what happens. You're rich because you're like, yeah, I got a house in Florida, another house in California, so I got land and property. I also have, 3,000 shares of stock in about 20 or 30 different companies that I just own. I'm just an owner. That's it. That's what I do. A landlord in a way of these stocks. When I need money, I can sell options and pull some cash out, whatever I want to do. And then on top of that, I got a little business over here, and the business generates cash flow and it has value for me and my family. So I'm the rich guy now. Why? Well, because I have the ability to acquire resources from the assets that I own, right? And my assets would go beyond real estate, stocks, and real estate, stocks, cash, crypto, and all that stuff. It goes into even things like my PhD. That's that when I got my doctorate, I became a millionaire when I got my PhD because I became a financial expert. That's pretty cool to have that. Also, when I make friends, if you came to the All Black National Convention and you networked heavily and you made a lot of friends, well, you became wealthier because relationships are a measure of wealth. I became wealthier. I when we did the convention this year, it was the biggest convention we ever had. People were there that were there because they knew Dr. Ken Harrison. They did not know me. I got to know them. So I got to know the head of the National Black Chamber of Commerce. I got to know the president of Tuskegee. I got to know these African delegations and presidents and things like that. So my wealth went up too because my relationships went up. Do you understand? Because that means now when I need resources, I was thinking like, okay, next year the next convention is going to be really expensive. Maybe we just talk to these individuals about wanting to partner or a sponsor. Well, now I got a whole lot more rich friends. I can call on the phone and they saw me in action. They saw me, they saw the conference, they saw how packed it was. So they want something. It creates a win-win. It creates trade. Trade creates wealth too, right? It creates trade where I say, hey, look, I know you want to get your brand out there. I got this conference. You saw what it is. You saw how crazy it was. So how about this? We have sponsorships. You can sign up and we're raising the money that we need. They're getting the exposure that they need. We're doing trade. That's where wealth comes from. Do you understand? That's why things like the relationships and connections are such an important part of wealth, which is on the contrary to that, why black wealth drops when you have broken families and lots of trauma where people can't even get along with each other because they're mean to each other.